This program was developed by Austin Pets Alive's Successful Barn Cat program, located in Austin, Texas. For more information directly regarding their program, please view the video, A Model Program, Austin Pets Alive Barn Cat Program.
Once your organization has advertised its community cat relocation program, you need to be prepared for what should be done when a potential adopter contacts you. What will the adoption process look like? What requirements, if any, are there? The following presentation shows you an example adoption process and policies. When considering an adoption process, you want to make sure that it is as simple as possible. Having a complicated and/or restrictive adoption process can turn potential adopters off. Try to create an open adoption policy that isn't based on specific restrictions, but rather conversations with adopters. Often, when having a conversation with an adopter about a concern you may have, educating him on the topic can make all the difference. Instead of finding a reason to say no, try to find a way to say yes. The end goal is to make the best fit for both the adopter and the cat. That being said, here is a simple step-by-step process for interacting with potential adopters and hopefully leading to a successful adoption. Step 1 is the initial inquiry where a potential adopter contacts you. Step 2 is an information finding mission through an easy adoption questionnaire. Step 3 is the most important step, where you take the time to have a conversation with the adopter and get to know him or her a little better. Step 4 is all about making the best fit and helping the adopter to select a cat that will work best for everyone. The final step, Step 5, is a great step for good customer service by simply sending a confirmation email. Step 1 is an important step as it gives you a chance to make a good first impression. Whether or not an adopter contacts you in person, via the phone, or via email, you always want to be courteous and prompt in responding to them. Here is an example email in response to an initial inquiry by an adopter. Note that it gives some information about the cats and the program, so that the adopter can decide if they would like to continue. In this email, if the adopter has not done so already, you can include a link to the adoption questionnaire, which takes us to Step 2. In Step 2, you are simply trying to find out some basic information about the adopter. It also lets you know the adopter is seriously interested in adopting. The questionnaire should include basic information about the adopter, such as their name, address, what they are looking for in a cat, and information about pets if applicable. One common mistake in this step is to create an extensive, in-depth questionnaire. This can often be a deterrent to potential adopters, and despite what you may think, doesn't help in getting to know the adopter much better. Try to keep your questionnaire short and basic, no more than approximately 1 page in length. Instead of trying to learn everything about the adopter in the questionnaire, where answers could be taken wrongly out of context, leave that step of the adoption process for the adoption conversation, where you can learn more. The adoption conversation is the most important and in-depth portion of the adoption process. During this conversation, your primary goal is to find out if relocating a community cat to the potential adopter's facility or home is a good fit for everyone involved, the adopter and the cat. To do this, separate your conversation into 2 different sections. The first section is all about gathering more information and getting to know the adopter and the area the cat would be relocated to better. To start this conversation, you can easily glance through the questionnaire the adopter filled out. Make sure to clarify any important topics or concerns you may have about the area the cat is being relocated to. Some questions might be geared toward predation concerns, busy roads, or the types of shelter being offered to the cat. Make sure to keep an open mind and try to educate the adopter on what would be best for the cat. Once all your questions are answered and you feel like you have a good sense about the adopter and area, you will want to turn the table and begin giving the adopter the pertinent information on adopting a community cat. These topics should cover information on owning an unsocialized cat, how to care for these types of cats, the best types of housing or shelter, and what to expect the first few weeks post-relocation. After the adoption conversation, you and the adopter should both feel like relocating a community cat to their property is a good fit. Next, together, you can both decide which cat in your program would make the best fit. At this time, many adopters can make special requests, such as 2 females, or a calico sure would be nice. If you can, do your best to accommodate these requests. If the adopter indicates she is interested in friendly cats or very unsocialized cats, try matching the appropriate temperament of the cats currently in your program with what the adopter desires. Since unsocialized cats are very hard to shelter, and they certainly don't show well for adopters, it is best to not keep a selection of them on hand for adopters to hand pick out. Adopters can make requests, but typically you should select the cat you feel is best for them. Adopters are usually happy with this. The final step, while not required, is highly recommended, as it is a great customer service tool and helps to keep an adopter happy. It also assures everything is still on track. 1 or 2 days before delivery or adopter pickup, send a confirmation email reminding them of the day and time. Also, take this opportunity to remind the adopter again that the cat should be confined and should continue to be confined for a minimum of 2 weeks, preferably to 4.